Hi, welcome back to a new tutorial about the train. Today we make the stones. We go to first layer. Take here our stone materials. It's from texture.com. You know that, I told that. Move them to the fourth layer. We go to the fourth layer and look at them. That we want to build stones. Many stones. 10 different. So what we do is add mesh, a cube. We scale them in the set and scale them in the Y. Then we scale them complete, bring it in front, scale in the X. That is what we want to have. Now, um, what we can do is only we can subdivide them. So we subdivide them 2 times or 3 times. And then we have here the randomize deform, and you see what we get there. That is with smooth, can be nearly a stone, but we must tweak around with that. So I go back here to a normal. That is normal. We can go here in a little, here back. You must look that it looks like a stone. You've seen a stone, so you know how that looks. That can be a stone, but he has more coming out there and here maybe and there maybe. So you have to tweak around with that. Here we see it again. A stone never is such a straight like that here is. So we must get here out something, here maybe in something, and keep this straight look going away. Best later is when you work with proportional editing, because then you add the rest with that. So that can be one stone. So Shift D, we make another one. We get here the proportional editing on, connected, and now we grab and roll them with the mouse to get the influte, and that can be good, that can be good, that just make it another way that before. That is a little bit too high, so we can grab here to bring it a little bit normal shape. We see that is overdone, that, that, that. So don't make it too extreme. Yeah, better is to move it slow, then it is down. So Shift D, make the next one. We get that. Tweak a little with the strong there, and the positions of each, but with proportional editing. So you don't have the problem that only one thing changed, there changed a lot. And you can make scale X or so, they'll make them larger. Then Shift D, we take that again and go maybe there, back into the leaning stone, and here comes more out, and maybe it's there thicker than at the other. Yeah, it's a stone. Stone is never be the same, so Shift D, next one. That here is too extreme for me. That is extreme. That we can plug in, that we can plug in. So next one, Shift D. We have now 5. Oh, we need 10 or so to get a normal look. Uh, because you see that directly when each stone is the same. So we need much variations of that, and that we do now with all this stuff. We try here, grabbing. And I said it before, nature is soft. Yeah. Don't make it too extreme. In nature, there is nothing extreme. It's all smooth and lovely and good. That is nature. Nature is perfect. We are humans, and humans not perfect. So we have to care about what we do there. So, and another Shift D. Think that is the, we have to reach the 10. Good. So we have 10 stones now. What we need to do is we have different textures on it and we must unwrap them. So I will look that we unwrap that. So we get each one, edit mode, mark all with A, U to unwrap smart UV project. We try that first and then we see. Now we get a material, a new material. We call it stone 1. Stone 1. Oh, this fucking keyboard here, this new keyboard. Okay, then we go here to image, then I get stone materials from my texture folder. You can get them on textures.com. I said it before. That here are textures of stones, and I will take some of them. This one can be good. That one, that, and so on. We take some. Okay, that we copy into our texture folder in our train project. Texture folder, plug in. So we have here different stone textures. And now we try one here. Open textures. And we got maybe this one. Then we go here to random mode, to material mode. And you see that looks like a stone. And so we make it with all. So we go in here, unwrap smart UV project. That we make first with all. A to select all. U to unwrap smart UV project. Why that don't shows that? Well, okay, good. Okay. And it's important that you take your own stone models, real stone models, because when you get textures or something else of that, that isn't the same. When you get then different angles of view, you will see that it don't looks real. That is because it is not 3D, it is a 2D, and we want to make 3D. So we have here stone 1 material. Now we make all the others. So here, new material, we call it stone 2. Go here on the point, image texture, open, and go to our texture folder and get the next one. That is maybe this. And you see, we got a good result for stone. And maybe you have later thousands. So that can only be good. So stone 3 and go here, take the next one. Image, open, texture folder. That one looks a little bit wired. So we try another unwrap. Unwrap, normal unwrap. Makes no sense, okay, because we don't apply the rotation scale. So object, apply rotation scale, then unwrap again. So smart UV project. Good. Next one, new material, stone 4. Another nice one. New stone 6 or 5. Ah, it's eagle. Also, image, open, texture. Yeah, it's every same stuff, but you must do it. Here you see the same. That is because we don't apply that. Apply rotation scale. Then again, you unwrap project UV. Wonderful. Next one. Stone 7. And stone 8. Little point. Image texture. Open. Where is the texture? In our texture. It's nearly the same, but not really the same. That makes later the difference. Stone 8. Oh, image. Because the simple thing is to see when it's something, it's the same. That you see directly, so don't try that. That makes no sense. Better make 10 or 15 from some and then mix that together, and that gives a realistic result then. So that one is a nice one. But here we must apply the rotation scale first, then UV unwrap, and looks better. Good. Last one. Stone 10. Image texture, open texture folder, and give them this texture. Good. Now we have the realistic looking stones, and with them we want to make our complete underground of the train that it drives on. For all these materials that we done now, we need to tweak the nodes because that is too less. That means we need a display that looks then more 3D. When you see it now, when I make it gone, you see that it's wishy-washy, and now it's strong, but it's too strong. So we add there a mass converter and make it on multiply, and then we go here to value like 0.3, and you see it's better. It has a 3D effect, but not too much. That is good. That we make with all. So we mark that. The orange shows you that it is marked. Then Control C to copy that. Then we go on each stone and click in there. Control V to put it in. And then we can connect that. That we make with all. Control V, plug the color into value, the value into displacement. This displacement works about light and dark. And when you have then the graphic there, he can say, oh, the dark one must be deep and the light one must be high. And so he makes a 3D um, texture of that. And you see that then on the stone that looks more 3D. And that is why we do that. And because when you done that, the light falls other than when you don't do that. Because you have real deeps there and the light smashes there and comes to an angel. It comes on and it goes out. It's normal light. So that brings much when we do here some 3D stuff. Looks real later. So now we have it 3D look, and there are little stones later. You later will see them very, very bad, and we can tweak them a lot. Here are such things that are not so good. So I will say here that is too hard. So we roll down that the influte is not too high, and we small it a little down. That is more nature. That is more nature. But here is too similar. But we let it. We don't want to make too much because we want to build and not to tweak 1,000 times, 1,000 things. That can you do? Uh, but we want to get a result fast. So we must work on that to get that fast and fix with all that we want. Good. We let it like this. And we make now this glossy effect on it. So add shader, a mix shader. We mix that diffuse color to the output. That is the output. We mix that before with a glossy. We have here glossy shader. So we plug in, get them here at the second. And now it's 50-50 mix. And you see what happens there. That is not what we want. We want to get the color, the dark and the light in parts to handle that. That looks much better. And we get the color here in our glossy, that it isn't a white glossy. So that looks better. We mark that both with Shift and Control C to copy, like every time. And then we make it with all materials, Control V to bring it in. We cut off that. We bring it in here and bring that in here. And then we get the color in here. And we get it as a factor. And then we get that. So again, Control V, position the output, cut the diffuse, bring the displacement down. We need a connection from the mix to the output. You see what happens there. Then we get here our image as a diffuse into the shader, and that will be mixed with the glossy 50-50. So we make here the factor for the mixing with this image, and it's better. And then put it here into the color and it's perfect. So we make it with all. I don't must tell it the whole time. Now you know how to do. At the start of my blendering, I didn't care about such things. Oh, one stone is one stone. But it is a difference. Only when you get care of all these little things, then it looks real. That is it. Because the most guys made it like I say, oh, that is too much, one stone is enough, and so, but it is. You must tweak the details. The details make it look real or unreal. And so don't forget that that is much work, sure, but without that, you can't make a good result. And because of that, when you look my complete tutorial, you've seen how long we work on that. That is a real heavy stuff, and that is not the best. We can do that. We can do it much better, but I'm not want to. Yeah, it's I will see end of some renders and stuff, and not make it each day the same shit there. No. So I must make fast coming results. And that looks like my models look. And they're not the baddest ones. They're a good one. So file save. We take here another one. I see here is something wrong. File save as, in my case 39. And when we now get a look here, we have no light in here, but you see the reflections of the stones and all the stuff that looks very good. And when we now get a group of them, so we mark all them with border selection and control G and give them name. We call it stone bottom. And now we have a group to use it on a particular system that is here, the particular system, and then we can make thousands of them on our thing that we want to have, and that is that here. So we will build a mesh that is that, and then he puts 1,000 stones with a particular system on it, and then we make our scene there. I think much about the scene, which scene we make, and I find my favorites and what is possible to build, and that is that one. It is heavy, but it is good. So we have made today these possibilities. Then I make the bridge and all this stuff, and then we make the rocks there and this house and other stuff. All this all shit we will build that we have seen with the train. So see you in the next tutorial. Bye.